And I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues. Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
Presented by Scott Credit Union. Your
BlueNote. Yeah, it's the BlueNote Fan Report, and I am Guy Bensing, also known as the Hawaii Blues fan. And joining me today on this special Sunday edition of the show is our famous friend from New York, Shagalicious. Hey, Shaggy, how you doing, my friend?
We are doing absolutely great. You know, it's been a fun week, a good weekend as well, and we get to wake up to some crazy news today. Not wake up, but yeah.
I mean, I saw it originally. I kind of saw some of the rumors floating around, and I've been really like backing off of the rumors, right? I mean, no matter who puts them out, I've been backing off of them because I think that, I've mentioned it where I feel like the media is jumping the gun on a lot of this stuff, right?
Well, we've been discussing that.
Say again?
We've been discussing that this is this has been this way for a while now.
Yeah, but it's gotten worse. It's gotten bad this off season, right?
Right.
It's been bad this off. In fact, we already know of at least 2 deals that have been canceled because of the media.
Correct.
Right? We know of at least 2, and that's just 2 that we know of. I'm sure there's others, right? I'm really sure there's others. So the news starts floating down that Detroit, now they've been in the rumor mill for a couple of weeks now about Detroit and DeBrincat, but it all seemed like a money issue, right?
Right.
We end up getting finally get a report and get it confirmed by NHL that Detroit Red Wings have traded for hold on, I got to do something here real quick. There we go. Okay, the Detroit Red Wings have traded for Alex DeBrincat, giving up a conditional first-round pick. I want to make sure I get this right. I had it up earlier. A conditional first-round pick this year, a second-round pick next year, or no, a 4th-round pick next year. Hold on, let me pull it up, make sure I get it right. I don't want to blow this, and I'm good at that. Yeah. Okay, so a 4th-round pick this year. Dominic Kubalik. Okay, I'm bad with names. We know that. And Donovan Surabongo. Right? Surabongo's a prospect. 21 years old. Could see time in the NHL this season. Don't know. Kubalik. How do you say it again?
Kubalik,
I think, really helps Ottawa, right? I mean, he was his rookie year. He was 3rd in the Calder voting. I don't remember who won it that year. I'm bad with stuff like that. I'd have to look it up, but I know he was 3rd. Let's see if they still got him. Let's see if they got him on here. No, they don't have him on here yet. He was 3rd in the voting. His best season was his freshman season, was his rookie season. However, he got somewhat close to it, just it took more games. But he could be that guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
You look at that team and you go, was DeBrincat kind of being held back because of the talent on that team. You know what I mean? You've seen
Right.
it before. Go ahead.
Correct.
Right? We've seen it before where you get a guy on a team and he just doesn't, you know, he ends up on the third line. Tage Thompson, right? Tage Thompson was never going to get what he needed with the Blues, so he was being held back by the talent of that team.
Well,
So
it was also the fact that some guys, I feel like their talent has a lot to do with the style of play a coach wants. The style, sometimes it has to do with the pressure. And at that point when Tage was on the Blues, there was a very good top six. And you were not going to break that top six unless you played ridiculous.
Yeah.
So at that point, it was more like, okay, so what will it take for me to actually get to that level? And that's to not be on the Blues. If he would have stayed with the Blues, he probably would now suddenly show up as a decent player. But because he went to the Sabres in that trade, he ended up getting top two line chances. And they played a great style of play for him. They worked with him. He got the attention he needed. And so he got where he needed.
All right.
Now, I always have asked why teams like the Rangers have failed. And the question really is like this. Have they failed, guys like Lafreniere and Kakko? Or has it been, it's not the team for them? And are those players going to turn into Tage Thompson the seconds?
The problem with those two players is how long they've been in the league, right?
Well, as much as they've been in the league, that's like pretty much keeping Tage Thompson too long on the Blues. Meaning those are players that if they were gone at the same time that Tage was gone, then these players right now would be very good. Yeah. That's the question.
Okay, I can see that. So if I remember right, they got Kakko. Oh no, was it Kakko? Kakko they got in.
Kakko they drafted before by Jack Hughes the same year.
Yeah. So they didn't. I don't think they won the lottery, but they got moved up in the lottery, right?
Yeah, they got moved up in the lottery.
Oh, I don't want to talk. Yeah, hold on. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Michael. I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not sure. Are you talking about Ian Cole? Is that who you're talking about? I'm gonna reserve my judgment on Ian Cole. Yeah. So they got Kakko, and then they won the draft for the for the shortened season. Oh man, I'm sorry, Shag. I just went absolutely totally freaking blank.
They got Kakko.
They won the messed up draft. They won the.
They
COVID
got the
draft.
2019 in the 2019 draft. They drafted him in the second pick.
That was Kakko, and then the next season in the COVID draft, they end up winning that draft and take Lafreniere, correct?
Yeah.
And both those guys basically started their freshman year. I mean, started right away. I don't think either one of them's had much minor league time, have they?
I don't think so, no. He got drafted in 22 first overall, Lafreniere. He played with the Rangers all 3 years. He did not in his first year, I think he had a couple injuries. He only played 56 games with them. So I mean, like, I don't think that Lafreniere has had that first year as much time as I think Kakko played in his first year. I think Kakko played in his first year he played 66 games, but the next year had next 2 years had injury problems and only played 48 and 43 games. Yeah. But this past year he played 82 games.
I think I thought you hit it on the nose that the Rangers just may not be the right team for either one of those players.
That's right. And this is where a team like the Rangers who want to win it now and are not interested in waiting around and developing their team are going to have to, find a way to work with what they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? They have to work with what they have. Now, if you're going to tell me that Tage Thompson was built for the Blues, I would tell you you're 100% wrong. Because the reason why I believe he wasn't built for the Blues is what was the Blues' identity in those years?
They were big and they were heavy.
Correct.
And that's why I do think that he would have fit in with the Blues. However, he also has a lot of skill. And
Tage wants to take the puck, move it around, and he wants to be on a moving offense. While the Blues will try to be bigger than you, outplay you, and that's why they won the cup, because their forecheck was just ridiculous because it was so physical. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yes, the Blues should be playing the Rangers
we play. So the way the schedule's set up, you play the team from the offensive conference a home and an away, right? That's what is it? 8, 16. That's 32 of your games, right? A home and an away against the opposite conference. That's 32 of your 82 games. The other, 50 games come from within your division and the opposite division in your conference. You play them 3 games each.
So we play the Blues on January 11th.
That's one. Where's the other one?
And we play them again on March 9th.
March 9th?
March 9th is in New York.
In New York?
And I found tickets. Oh, tickets are expensive that game. What? That makes 0 sense.
What?
Tickets against New Jersey is the lowest ticket is 106. The lowest ticket against the Blues is 154.
Oh wow! I don't get that.
Against Pittsburgh, it's 86, and against Tampa, it's 61.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's gonna go up and down. By the time the Blues get around there, they're gonna be so bad that ticket's gonna drop.
No, I don't think it has to do with that. It has to do with a lot also with. You have season tickets, and you have guys.
No. I think right now, that's with the possibility of Tarasenko still being there.
Ooh, no. Is that a hint to the fact that Tarasenko might be coming back there? Do the Rangers?
So we dived into this pretty heavy, right? About the way that the media got out on it and jumped the gun and. How and Ashley brought this up, and I brought this up at the last show, and I don't know if she heard it or not, but she really felt like the agent, Tarasenko's agent, has just been a messed up agent to begin with. He's the guy that really started talking into Tarasenko's ear about how I can get you better playing time, I can get you this, I can get you that, and that's why he fires Liut and goes to this agent. And then the quote unquote trade request and all this other stuff that comes up. Now, I think you told me this, and I originally didn't believe you, right? But I started getting on Twitter a little bit, and yes, I know Twitter's not the best, but I started looking at some of the more reputable media guys, and then I have a member of the media that is a friend. That is highly reputable. National media. I'm not going to say who it is. Sent something to him, and he said, I can't completely confirm it, but I think you're right, that Tarasenko had wanted to go to the Rangers for a very small contract, right? And was willing to do that. But his agents weren't, and his agents are the ones that went out trying to get some of this other stuff, right? And, get the most money possible, and might not be what Tarasenko wanted, and that's why this all came down the way it came down. I do think, and I said this all along, and I've said this from the get-go, Tarasenko's going one of two places. He's going LA or he's going New York. And the reason being is family. His wife has a very successful and skyrocketing modeling career. Right? And it's moving, especially in Europe, up. If you want to help your wife, where's the places you would go for somebody with an inspiring modeling career? Or a skyrocketing one? New York or LA? Well, with that being said, see, Journey, this is why I have the issue. We don't know that yet. There is nothing official with that. There is some rumors. There is some conjecture. But that's it. And right now, I'm at the point where I don't want to deal with rumor and conjecture. And actually, I don't think Ottawa makes a good sense for Tarasenko at all. Tarasenko in Ottawa would, at best, be on the third line. Maybe he cracks the second.
I don't think he wants to go there. I think if he goes to Ottawa, he's getting a ridiculous deal. Think about this, okay?
Term. He's getting term.
No. Let me explain to you what this means. Okay, Tarasenko's not out there for necessarily the money. He wants the winning. Okay, but the one thing that in my mind, let's look at the 4 teams I think that are looking for him right now, maybe 5 at this point, because I think all 3 New York teams are looking at him. I think the Devils, the Rangers, and Islanders are all looking at him. I think the Kings are looking at him. And I think the Senators are looking at him. And I think Carolina will maybe put in a word, but I don't think Carolina has a chance because they messed up already. Think about this. If he goes to LA, I think he's not necessarily getting the money. He's going to get decent money. He's going to get a short-term deal. And they're going to hope they can make a big move with him in the next that amount. So I'll give him like a 2-year contract, like Andrew just mentioned. I'll give him a 2-year contract, decent money. If he goes to New York Rangers, he's taking a cut. Okay, he's coming for the team, and he would also be about 2 years with a cut. If he goes to the Islanders, he will get a 3 to 4 year deal, not the money, but probably a team that's desperate. He'll get, just opposite. He'll get a 3-4 year term with nice money. Not necessarily crazy, but nice money. He'll be making a little above average for his, for his who he is. Goes to the Devils, he's not getting paid much. He's coming for the winning. He'll get a short-term 1-2 year deal, much less money than I think any other team. But the one team who just lost the Brinket, who has lost player after player and has no star, is the Senators. And if they would want to go ahead and
start, I got to disagree with you there. Claude Giroux, Brady Tkachuk.
Claude Giroux had a down year. Next,
Brady Tkachuk.
Brady Tkachuk, fine. I'll give you Brady Tkachuk, but that's it. Don't give me Giroux. Giroux has not been anything.
They've got some guys that can score points on that team.
Stotzel's been pretty good, but we're talking about not a Tarasenko level guy. Besides Brady.
Yeah, but I get that. But here,
everyone's
missed Schultze. That's it. Thank you. Schultze. That's the other guy. He's
Stotzel.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I said him. Stotzel's great. Stotzel's a great guy. I just find that he's nothing close to a DeBrincat or Tarasenko. DeBrincat's an elite guy. You talk about rating of anyone. Giroux is nothing. Okay, don't give me Giroux. Giroux was a wasted play by them. He's washed. Okay. Tarasenko is better than Giroux any day, okay? And if they make lines, Giroux will not be the best line, okay?
Okay, hey, I want to bring something up that everyone's going. When I mentioned LA, you all thought immediately went to LA Kings. You forget there are 2 teams in LA. Just like there are 3 teams in New York. You have the Rangers, you have the Islanders, and you have the Devils. Hell, New Jersey is what, 9 miles from Manhattan, from where the Rangers play, right? Is that about it? Is that about right?
Yeah.
Shags, like 9 miles.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Anaheim, and if he wants the money, Anaheim has the money. He's got a ring. Buffalo's too far away. Buffalo's more like Pittsburgh. Buffalo's closer to Pittsburgh. But you got to look, if what he wants is the money, and I'm not saying he does.
He goes to the
Anaheim
Senators.
has the money.
Yeah, but he's gonna
and the term.
He's gonna go. I don't think necessarily he wants to go to the Ducks because I don't think that they're winning even with him.
Yeah, but could you see him with what's that dude's name? Zegras?
I actually think they don't fit together.
Oh, I don't know, man. With his passing ability and Tarasenko's quick wrist shot,
Maybe
that's almost that's almost Hull and Oates-esque, right? He'd have to take. I'd say he'd have to take a 4-year contract in Anaheim. And is that what you mean by forfeiting 1 or 2 years?
Yeah.
Right. I think he'd have to take a 4-year contract in Anaheim. But they've got the money, and with Zegras on that team,
I don't think the Ducks are interested.
According to Jackson, my buddy Jackson says Tank is washed up. I hope not, buddy. It happens to all our famous players. But you cannot deny me the fact that Zegras and Tarasenko, when you look at the type of players they are, has a little bit of a Hull and Oates-esque quality to it. Yes or no, Shags?
What? Sorry. What did you say?
All right.
1 second.
Not talking non-hockey today, Jason. Sorry, bud. I don't have my baseball wit with me. I don't have my baseball. I haven't put my baseball cap on in a while. I got pretty drunk last night, so. Yeah, my significant other and my 2 daughters are all in Japan, so I'm alone for the next 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Andrew, I agree with you that they're not in win mode yet, that they are waiting for some players to develop. However, I mean, think about what you look at some of that young talent they have, and you put a guy like Tarasenko. Now, Gibson has a goalie. I think Gibson is just not. Does Gibson sign with anybody yet?
No, not yet. He's requested a trade.
Say again?
He's requested a.
The trade. That's right. I just don't. Well, actually, that kind of got walked back a little bit. There's that other media thing. There's a third one, right? The Gibson going and saying that he wanted to trade, and Gibson came out and straight up released a statement saying, "No, I did not do that." Right? Gibson and his agent straight up came out and denied that. Right? I remember reading that. That was a straight up denial. It did not happen. And that's what I'm talking about with the media jumping some of the. There's some of these things. There are things that should be reported, and there are things that should not be reported. Right? A player requesting a trade. I thought he completely denied that. Oh, wasn't playing for Anaheim again. Okay, my bad. Okay, you're right.
See, but here's the thing. Here's the problem so I'm going to tell you a different problem I just noticed with the Senators. I don't know if they could do this Tarasenko thing.
They only got $5 million.
They have a bigger problem.
What?
So here's a couple contracts coming up. He'll have to probably have a multi-year deal, probably around Giroux's number, right? Which would leave the Senators with about what? Like, let's say, I think Giroux's like 6.5. So that would leave them with about $1 million in cap space. And And then they'll need to sign Jake Sanderson next season and Chikrin the season after that. And you can't find defensemen like them. So how are you planning on working that out?
Well, they got hold on. I was looking at this earlier. There was something that kind of struck me.
Stutzel,
right now,
North, and Shabbat have huge contracts.
Hold on. They have approximately $10 million still on their LTIR. Right? I don't know if both of those players are coming back. I think one of them is like really, if I remember right, I could be wrong. You know, sometimes I get things messed in my head. I'm trying to find the sentence here. Here we go. So they've got Joshua Norris and Anton Forsberg on LTIR. Forsberg, I don't see him coming back. There's $2.75 million, so that raises their cap right there from 5 to 7.75. And then they have Joshua Norris. From what I understand, and I could be completely wrong, he's pretty hurt.
But he's coming back.
He is this year, or is it possible he might not be back?
I think he's coming back this year.
So I thought if he's not in training camp, that money right there is going to go back in. They are going to have the money. And yeah, they do have. Let's see. Actually, well, you got in 2025, you got Giroux coming off, right? All their other money, Chichurin comes off in 2025. I don't see Chichurin getting a huge Chichurin, getting a huge pay raise. I don't see what you were talking about, bud. They've got Schultze and Kachuk signed through what? Stutzel signed through 30-31. Kachuk signed through 28-29. Bletherson through 27-28. And that's that's their guys that are in the $5 million or above range there. On the defensive side, Shabbat, they've got signed through 28-29. Chichurin through 20, or however you say it, 25-26. Zub through 27. Yeah, no, I see the money. I see the money. All these other guys, these are guys you get for lower money.
Would they be willing to just leave one of those guys just to simply sign him?
Who?
You think they'd be willing to move, just give up on one of those guys just to sign him?
Possible. Biggest question mark they've got right now is in goalie. I mean, with just having Korpisalo, I don't know who their backup is. I mean, I don't know if they've got somebody in the what do you call it? Man, I can't think today to save my name. In the minors that's ready to come up. They've got 3 goalies listed, and they're all 22 and under. I don't know if either one of these 3 is ready to come up. One of them's an RFA this season, so I mean he's probably still. I don't know if he's arbitration. No, he's waiver or he's not arbitration eligible, so he's going to sign whatever he got offered, or he's going to sign a small contract. So their biggest issue now there's something interesting there, right? You just a thought just hit my head. Why not trade for Gibson and trade one of those other contracts away?
Well, if I'm the Ducks, what am I asking for him?
Ducks. You know what? The Ducks may just want prospects or draft picks.
Do they have that?
I'm not smart enough in that range to know what they would. Well, they'd have draft picks. I mean, they've got some draft picks out there. I think that it's a possibility that could happen. Now, Shags, I'm going to take you off the show for a real quick second. If you don't, well, actually, no, I'm going to leave. Yeah, I'm going to take you off the show for a quick second. I'm hoping So I have a question for everybody. So when I take us both out, can you still hear me?
When
You
what?
might, Shag. I'm asking you guys in the chat. When I take myself out, can you still hear what I'm saying? I need to know that for a second. This Wednesday I have a special show coming up, and that's my background. No, so I can't take me out. We have Matt DeFranks of the Post-Dispatch. He's the newest member of the Blues media. He will be coming on the show for the first 30 minutes. I didn't wait long enough. So I'm going to take myself out. I'm going to take us both out. I'm going to be talking. I need to know if you guys hear me or not. Right?
Stand by, camera. Just turn off your camera.
No, it would still. It would just put a black mark here. It wouldn't show the background. You know what? I don't have it set up to put my background in my background. So stand by. But as you can see from behind, Matt DeFranks from the Post-Dispatch is going to be joining me on Wednesday for the first half hour. For the first half hour, there will be no questions, right? It's going to be an interview. And then the bottom half of the hour, yeah, thanks. I think on YouTube you could hear me, but on Facebook you couldn't. But I don't know. There we go. Sorry about that. But for the first half hour interview, I'm going to get to know him, find a little bit out of his background. I know he was born in Miami. He was just with the Dallas Stars. He was there, one of their beat reporters. Now he's with the Blues. He's taking over for Jim Thomas. Kind of backwards, you know. Jim Thomas came in when the Blues sucked and they won a cup. And, well, I don't know, maybe Matt DeFranks is coming in with the Blues suck, and maybe they'll turn around and win a cup while he comes in. It'd be great. It should be a really fun show. I'm looking forward to it. Now, I'm hoping I didn't spell his name wrong. I'm wondering, I'm looking at that now going, oh, my God, did I think I spelled his name wrong? Oh, that would suck. Nope, I didn't. Okay. Woo. So, I mean, it should be a really good show, and I'm looking forward to it. Right now, well, I think, yeah, I know I'm the worst with names. I think, I'm going to do like a regular interview. You know, you guys will be on, you'll hear it, it'll be live. I'm going to ask him about, where he's from, what he got him interested in hockey and, writing and that, coming to the St. Louis and that. I'm probably going to ask him questions about the draft and what he sees. I don't know if it's as much of a steal as you think it is. I actually think they gave up too much for DeBrincat. Right? Because the guy, the guy that they sent, numbers wise, is a close match, right? And I'm going to say his name wrong. I'm so bad, so I'm going to look and see. Kubelik. Go back up, huh?
Kubelik,
right? Kubelik's numbers are close. No, this draft, the guys that they drafted this time, what he saw at prospect camp, what the things like that. That's what I'm trying get out of him. So I think that he's a pretty close there. Is DeBrincat a 40 or 50 goal scorer? I don't think he's ever scored that many goals, has he? I mean, I could be wrong. Oh, Richard. Oh, hey, Richard. 40 goal scorer twice. Okay. Hey, I make mistakes. I make mistakes. I admit that. Let's see here real quick. He scored 41 in 18-19, and he scored 41 last season, or season before last, 21-22. He only had 27 last year, right? So you're expecting him, if you look at the quality of the players that are on Detroit versus the quality of players that are on Ottawa, who would you say is the better quality players, right? I struggle to see him getting that 41 with the quality of players around him in Detroit. I could be wrong, right? But that's where I'm at. What do you think there, Shags?
The thing is, I believe that the DeBrincat on a Red Wings team has actually more value, though.
Maybe. I mean, I kind of said that. I thought that maybe in his talent wasn't being able to be showcased in Ottawa.
Well, I'm not talking about showcased. I'm talking about the fact that the Red Wings are buying in on him.
All right. Yeah. So I mean, this is the point. He did score 40 on a bad Blackhawks team. How bad were they in 18-19? Were they that bad? No. Wait a minute. In 18-19, they made the playoffs, didn't they? I want to say they made the playoffs or just missed it. No, they made the playoffs, I think. In 18-19, didn't the Blackhawks make the playoffs? Uh, 18-19 Chicago. Let me double check. I thought they had 84 points. Oh, they were sixth in the Central. So that was the season that they bopped out. So okay, they were 36 and 34 that year. So it wasn't a completely bad team. All right. I get what you're saying, but I mean it wasn't like the Blackhawks of the last couple of years he was there. Though he did the last year he was there score the 41. So yeah, I can see that now. I get with that. I'm trying to see here, trying to. I don't get it. Well, first of all, I'll address this a little bit. Sorry, Shag. You okay, man?
I'm good.
Yeah. I'll address this a little bit. I don't want to show the thing, but right now everyone's looking at the Blues defense, going, "Oh my God, it's so bad. We got to get rid of these guys and get new guys." I don't think our defense is as bad as everybody thinks they are. Right? And I brought this up to a couple of different guys, and most of them agree with me. If you take this year's defense, this last season's defense, with the season before's offense, you make the playoffs this season. You reverse that. You take this season's offense with the season before defense, and you still miss the playoffs. It's what happened this season is that our offense, the quality time that our offense had with the puck was gone. The puck spent so much more time in our defensive zone. It made our defense look a lot worse than what they are. And I also, some of those guys are hurt.
Yeah, but that's in general what happens. I mean, a guy like Tarasenko is a guy you're also risking on an injury.
I just think that the thing that if I had look at the Blues right now, I would be more concerned fixing the offense first than fixing the defense, because I think fixing the offense will correct the defense.
Mm-hmm.
In all actuality, I really think it is. And yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen the pictures of Bennington with that. I disagreed. Every player's a risk.
Question's how much of a risk. That's where it changes.
The what?
I think it changes when you have to figure out how much of a risk they are.
Yeah.
Is the amount of games that they average playing, is that enough? Is that enough to your liking?
Yeah. For me, I mean, you got to throw unless he. So for me, you got to look at injuries differently. Like I hear a lot of people say Tarasenko's injury prone, and they go, well, he even missed time last year. Okay, he broke his wrist blocking a shot.
Yeah, but you if there's an injury happening,
that to me is not an injury prone guy, right? A guy that, like his shoulder, that was the same injury. It wasn't three separate injuries. It was the same injury that never healed correctly.
Right.
Now he's shown zero problems with that shoulder. Zero. Him breaking a wrist, blocking a shot, I'll take that. I'll take that all the time. I'm sorry, you want players to block shots. I want Parayko to fire his slap shot left and right, and I know this sounds bad, but if a guy gets in the way of it and breaks something, that's his fault. Parayko's got a 100-mile-an-hour slap shot. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Detroit could finally make the playoffs, but I'm not sure. I mean, I seen earlier Richard was here. Richard's a Detroit fan, so I know, unfortunately he hasn't been able to come on the show, but we'll see. It's the NHL right now is very, very interesting. We are going to feel the effects of COVID for about 2 more years, right? And because of that, because of that, all these contracts and all this stuff and what teams are doing, you look at, I can't think of a season before this where so many teams were at the salary cap or above it before the season, at the draft.
This entire offseason has been absolutely interesting because I found that a lot of teams were making moves that we did not expect. Nobody went to the teams we thought of. And part of that could be is the fact that people are a little bit not sure about taking that big name anymore.
Right. This is the one thing. See, a lot of people with the Blues are looking at the Thomas and Kyrou contracts and the $8.1 million that they both signed for. And first of all, I think that to me, that's if those guys would have hit the market, oh man,
They'd rake it in.
I think they would have. Right.
How much did O'Reilly get?
O'Reilly got 4 or 4.5, I think.
That's
almost
a decent
5.
deal. That's a decent deal.
Yeah. They gave him 4 years, which I think is too much, but it's going to be a crazy offseason next year, and it has to. Kent says that he would trade Farnicket from Ottawa.
I'm not familiar with him.
Yeah, me either. And I'll be honest with you right now. What I would do is not what most people would do. And I'm not, to be 100% honest, I'm not a fan of the draft at all. Right? You think about the draft. You go look at the draft. You draft 7 to 9 players. You got 7 rounds. If you draft the 7 players, every year, maybe 3 of those players make the league. Right?
Right.
The average is probably right around 3. So that's 4 picks. You got nothing for. I would rather take my draft picks and trade my draft picks for guys that are NHL or very close to NHL ready. Now, those are the guys, that's how I would build a team. I think you would do much better building a team that way than you do through the draft. That's just my thought process. I could be completely wrong, but that's where I look at it. Fournier and Babalo, who was just drafted from the OHL, would be the guys I would want from Parayko. Problem is, Kent, you can't trade Parayko. You can't. There's 2 solid reasons why you can't trade Parayko.
Why
right?
would you want to?
I get. Craig, I've been on this boat about not building through the draft, but building through the minors for a long time. So I think we're together. One is the no trade clause. He's got a straight up full on no trade clause for 4 more years. Right? Through 25, 26, I think, or 26, 27. Full on no trade clause. The second thing is the thought process is he's soft. Nobody will take it. Right? It's not that I don't want him. First of all, I don't know him, and what you are in the WHL means nothing to me. It means absolutely nothing to me. And the minors, the AHL, that's where you do something there, then I want you.
Right.
That's where it matters. Not because you're boys. It's boys. I want to see how you do against men.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see how you do against men. And because of the agreement between the AHL and
you gotta work with the speed.
And hockey and the juniors, you have to be 20 years old before you can go in the AHL. That keeps all that talent in the juniors. I think it hurts that talent, to be honest with you.
Right.
Right? I don't know much about him, so I'll have to look him up, Kent. Before the next show, I'll look him up. I honestly don't know much about him. Right? And I'm being honest. I don't know much about him, but I just think that, when you go look at the majority, the Blues in the first round have done okay. But you look at the later rounds, and for the most part, they, I don't see, those guys don't come up. Right? So you're taking, if you get nothing for your 4 picks every single year, you have 4 picks you get nothing for. Why not use those picks on prospects that are ready or close to ready? I would want I would want my minor league scouting to be an A. If I had to set up my scouting, right? How I would rank it. I'd want my minor league scouting to be an A+, my major league scouting, and then my junior scouting, the guys for the draft, right?
Right.
Be honest, I don't know much about him, bud. I'd have to look at him. I don't know much about a lot of the guys in the systems. I do try and follow other teams, but it's for the minors and that it's hard. It really is hard to keep up with all of it. I try, but doing a show every day and that, When you guys throw names like that, I go research them. So it's something I'll research, bud. All right. Anything you want to talk about, Shags, as we're wrapping up the last 10 minutes?
Yeah. Besides for Tarasenko and that, I know we discussed Kane and the fact that he's gonna wait. Tarasenko we've been discussing for a while. The guys who are not, who is there anyone else that you're looking at on the board that you say that you say is people you should watch out for, that they are someone that should be looked at? Is it a guy like Dumba? Is he the best guy available?
Are you talking about the unrestricted free agents still out there?
Yeah.
I kind of think that the best, and God, I'm gonna get torn up for this.
Besides for Tarasenko,
I feel like the best free agent out there right now, because I think you can get him at value, is Patrick Kane.
No. Besides Kane and Tarasenko and the names that we've been discussing, there's guys out there. I think like Puljujärvi. I'm not sure if he's signed. There's guys out there like Dumba. I think he might be one of the better ones available. At this point, I think Corey Schneider's out there for a backup goalie. Paul Stastny's not signed. Phil Kessel, I don't know if he's signed or not.
There's one backup goalie.
Halak is available
that I would take a chance on, that I think a lot of people might pass on. But there's a backup goalie that I think, even at his age, and I think he's still got. I think for a mid-level team, he could really help them. And I wonder if anybody knows who I'm thinking of. Right? Think of some of the goalies. Yeah, I'm with you. I see what you're saying there, Ryan. Kane to the Blues. That ain't gonna happen. That would never happen. I think that the one goalie out there right now that I would be willing to offer.
I'm trying to think. Who would you be thinking of? It's not Kudobin, not Mike Smith, not Bernier. Those are all scrubs. Martin Jones, I would love. Halak, I would love. Those are two backups. Grice is available.
Grice did not impress me with St. Louis at all.
Well, Martin Jones, Halak, are probably the two best ones available.
Nope. There's a sleeper out there. You're missing a sleeper.
1 second. I'm gonna find
right at the same age too.
Same age?
Yep.
Brian Elliott?
Yep.
Wow. See, I knew where you're going. I knew where you're going with that, because in my
two Stanley Cups, has played on nothing but solid, good teams, right?
Maybe that's the track that the Red Wings go with.
I think that a mid-level team that needs that locker room presence in the goaltender area and a solid backup for not a lot of money, because you can get him for right about what he made this year. Who is Nick Hare? I don't know who Nick Hare is. Do you know who that is? Mm-hmm. Or am I getting trolled here?
What's his name?
He said Nick Hare. And I'm worried that that's one of those Mike Hunt type things.
Yeah, that's not a name. Don't worry. That guy's trolling. Right. You could block him. Remember what I told you? Just take the guy.
Actually, he's on Facebook, so I can't block him on Facebook. That's the thing.
Not even on a stream?
Nope. Nope. Through the pages,
I'm not a Facebook guy, so.
Yeah, no. No, actually, I can block user. Okay, never mind. I can do that.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, but I don't think he's a troll yet. Is Tommy Welch legitimate for Blues Media? Okay, now I'm starting to think. I think I know who he's talking about. An AJHL prospect. Okay.
Problem is,
Ken-
I'm just not.
Yeah.
I'm just
Kent,
not as familiar.
let me address this real quick, Shags. Okay. Kent, in the past, this show has been trolled and trolled very heavily. And I am very, very cautious about how I interact with people. And I have had some really ignorant things happen because people think it's funny to mess with other people. I don't. Right? I don't think it's funny to be a bully. I'm not saying you are, but I feel like you're kind of riding that line a little bit. So you concern me. Not saying you are. I'm just putting it out there. So I do not know much about the minors, the junior hockey or any of that. Okay. Now that Kent, that makes sense, and I get it. The problem with trading for Parayko is you can't trade for Parayko, and that's fine, bud. And in fact, help me. You can help me, but let's make sure that you're being legitimate. Just make sure you're legitimate. Maybe send me some of this privately, so I have time to look it up. Like, I can't look
went
it up.
to research this guy. Okay, he doesn't exist. Okay.
He does exist or does not?
I don't see him exist. Okay, I just looked up.
Okay.
There might be a guy Nick here. He could be a junkie, but here's the problem. Okay, when guys just sit there, and throw me names and tell me this guy's gonna be great in 20 years from now, this guy's gonna be great. I tell you, you know what? Look at Shane Wright. You know what? You don't know where things are going. You can't sit there and say, go trade for this guy. Go trade for that guy. This guy is who you should go for. Because you know what? I know trades that been happening and they just do not go. You know what I mean? But yeah, look, if Nick here is going to be better than anyone in hockey right now, he's the next McDavid, if you want to call it, and they should just trade for him or whatever it is. Okay, very nice. But I gotta see that this guy's actually that. You know what I mean? And there's no way to prove it. And I don't think
just for and I got it. And I just went on Elite Prospects, bud. Kent, and he doesn't show up on Elite Prospects.
He's saying no because he's saying that this guy. This is what he's saying, even though we don't know. He's saying that this guy is not yet in the prospect thing.
Yeah.
That he just finds out about these guys.
Yeah. And that's fine. I get it. Nick, Kent, I get it. You just got to understand that I'm gunshot.
And if he is, 1 second, and Kent, if he is actually that good, I want to see highlight from him.
Yeah.
I really do. If he's that good, no, I'm serious.
Oh, he's 13.
If he's 13 and you're telling me in 5 years from now he's going to be a ridiculously good player, I got to see right now that proves that to me.
Okay,
so,
okay. Kent, that's fair. Kent, that's absolutely fair, bud. And just understand that because of things that have happened in the past on my live show, I have to be very cautious, right? And no, that's Kent. It's not. It's just. I'm just letting you know. I'm not trying to upset you. I'm not trying to push you. I have to protect my show. And that might have been what it was, bud. And I do apologize. Right? Hey, real quick, let me say a big, big thank you to Craig Moz, Erickson Krieger, Brad Pond, Maryland listener, Tammy Pemberton, Ashley Jones, Brandon White, and Jason Nichols for putting that thumbs up on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, please do it. And we would greatly, greatly appreciate it. No, you can't. You're fine. I want people to come on the show. I really do. And I don't mind comments. I just have to be careful. I'm not sold. See, like you're for me. Let's put it this way. I'm sorry. I'm trying to gather my thoughts here, right? If you could go back in time to the 2000 and I think it was 3 draft, right? I think that's the one Chris Pronger was drafted in 2003. Is that right, or was it 93? Might have been. Hold on a sec. Because I want to make a point here real quick. He was drafted in 93, right? If you could go back to the 1993 NHL draft, not knowing what you know now, not knowing, think this is the important thing, not knowing what you know now, would Martin St. Louis have gone undrafted?
No.
No, I think he would. I think he still goes undrafted.
Nah,
Again,
I don't
remember,
think he does.
I'm saying you don't know what you don't know what you know now. You're going back then with the same knowledge.
No, same knowledge. Yes, he's going undrafted if you do that draft 10 times.
He's going. If you do it 10 times, he's going to go undrafted 10 times. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Right. That's why the thing is, when you look at these guys, there's a lot of things. See. I see, Kent. This is why I'm so cautious, because the one above you makes me feel like I'm getting trolled. That's why I'm concerned. No, it didn't come off dumb. It's just that we got to be careful here. That's it. Got to be careful on the show. We got to make sure that we're not getting trolled and that this is a good, solid show. I got a great guest coming on Wednesday. Go ahead.
If we go back to what we were discussing, actually, like a guy like Elliott that's out there, but there's a different name that I find interesting that has not been. I don't know if it's interesting that he hasn't been signed. I think that it's interesting that hasn't reached out at least something, and that's Paul Stastny.
Who? Paul
Stastny. He's 37. Okay, and he's a cheaper deal. He's a center. I think he was pretty positive with the I think it was with Carolina.
Yeah. I think there's value right now in the free agent market. In the $1 million to $2 million range,
you have
value.
Thomas Nosek, who had 7 goals, 11 assists. He was a plus 18. You have Thomas Tatar, 20 goals, a 20-goal scorer. You have a 20-goal scorer, 32 left on the board, okay, who plays left or right wing, okay? Okay, you have a guy like Bergeron and Krejci if you want to take a really old guy for your center. Zach Parise still available.
Yeah.
Jesper Boquist is available, who plays 3 positions. Ethan Beer, physical right-handed defender.
You're going to see some big names. You're going to see some big names get PTOs. You're going to see, I guarantee it, you're going to see some big guys get some PTOs.
Jordy Ben hasn't been signed.
Ben is one of those guys that I think he ends up on a PTO.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. What you're going to see happen, like for example, you have, like in my fantasy league, I just had to drop 2 defensemen because they'll probably never play in the league again, yet they're both still on contract, right? Gardner, and I forget who the other one was. I think he was for Carolina. But that money isn't free yet. Yeah, we're still live, Jason. Isn't free yet, and doesn't come free until the season starts. Now, you can free it up before, but you don't get all of it back. You only get a portion of it back. If you need all that money, you're going to wait until 10 days before training camp, and then you're going to bring guys in. You're going to bring them in on a PTO, yet you're going to already negotiate the contract. As soon as the PTO is over, the season starts, you can put the guy on LTIR. There's the money. Now you sign the guy. Right? This is the place. This is one of those things where I think the NHL hurts itself. A guy on LTIR I don't care when you put him on. Season ending, season beginning, whatever. The money should just come off the boards. Not play with this stupid math of, oh, if you do it in, you only get this much. If you do it in, you only get that much. Just, once he's off, right? And the money comes off. Don't punish. You're punishing a team for a guy that's hurt and can't play. You're punishing the team, and that doesn't feel right to me. Right? Now, on the opposite side of that, there are teams out there that are, if you did that, would absolutely take advantage of it. And we've already saw that happen once. A lot of people say that this team cheated. I don't. I think they used the rules the way the rules were written. But if the rules were the way I say it was, he'd have been on LTIR right away. Right? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
From Tampa a couple years ago. I want to say Hedman, but I might be wrong. Right? I forget who it was that won the Conn Smythe that year, but he was the guy that was on LTIR the whole season.
Right.
My thing is, here's my thing. I think for the most part, in order to play in the playoffs, you have to have played a minimum. Well, it wasn't point. I don't think it was point. It was I want to say it was Hedman. I remember writing about it. It was Hedman or Kucherov or one of those. It was a big guy, right? Oh, I just lost my head. Man, see, there's my ADHD. I absolutely completely forgot what I was talking about. Yeah, Kucherov. I think it was Kucherov. Teams would have guys. Well, here's the one thing that you've seen last year that I absolutely hated. There were teams that were trading for guys that would automatically go on LTIR, so they would have extra space to cover their to bring other guys in. Guys that would never suit up for them were on LTIR for the rest of their careers. They would trade those contracts away. Oh, I know what I was saying. In order to play in the playoffs, you have to meet a minimum number of regular season games. Right? And the one way to do that, here's the way to do that. You do what the MLB does the last month of the season. So in April, you expand your team from 23 players to 26 players. So for the last month, you have an extra 3 guys on the bench. Right? That way you can get guys to play the minimum, let's say it's 4 games or 5 games. Right? And then you can, what MLB does have, they have the injury provision where if a guy gets injured, you can bring somebody from the Black Aces or something in. You can put that out there. But I think that's a way to kind of alleviate guys going on, getting a surgery that may or may not absolutely be necessary, and then coming back for the playoffs.
Did you see, by the way, the video of Ilya Sorokin and Igor Shesterkin pushing the car?
No.
Yeah.
The car that broke down?
They were pushing some car together.
Yeah, I did see that, man. Hey guys, just so you know, I'm going to start doing a lot more Uber. So the only show that I plan on doing so far this week is Wednesday's show. Nice. But I could do others. Let's see how things go. I want to thank you guys for coming on tonight. Shaggy reached out to me. Shags reached out to me after the DeBrincat trade and asked me if I'd do a show so we could talk about it. No problem. And I wanted to get the DeFrank stuff out. I need to do a little video promo and kind of put that out on a couple of different, reel and that, and see if we can get. I really would do for the DeFrank interview. Would love to see 50 people watching. You gotta maybe put out also a short article and put the link to the thing at the end of it. Yeah, I might do that. I might see if they'll let me do that. I don't know if they will though, because I'm not my My show's not connected to the website.
So then you got to make at least like a tweet. You got to send out an actual.
Oh yeah,
tweet.
I'm planning on doing that. Oh yeah, absolutely. Right.
And link Matt to Franks and some other stuff, so that way, like, you get to more people.
I will. So I will link both the Facebook page and the. I will share the Facebook page and the Twitter page. What time do you
plan on doing it on Wednesday?
Say again. 9 o'clock Central Time, so 10 p.m. your time.
What time my time?
10
Eastern.
That's
good. I'll try to tune in as well.
All right, no problem. Right now, the only ones that I will let interview him are going to be me and Ashley, if Ashley can make it.
Yeah, I don't mind staying in the chat anyways. You know.
No. I mean, I appreciate you being a co-host when you can. I really do. But there's certain.
What do you mean, Guy? I love being the watcher as well, because when you are like an actual co-host, you gotta make sure you gotta constantly, you're involved, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, when you're watching on, let's say I watch on YouTube, I could like always scroll back, watch it at my own time. I could pause it and go back and watch it, and then when I catch up, I could always throw in a comment. I know you're like reading it. Like, I could get things done at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's nice to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you like second, man. No, it's fine. I appreciate anybody. If you legitimately come on this show because you want to come on the show and you want to make this a good show, I absolutely appreciate you.
Hey, look,
that's the reason you're here.
This is my free time, and as I explained a couple of nights ago, I don't want to be the one. I don't like being the host or even like something like that where you got to like take care, make sure your things go out and you get the views. And meanwhile, I could just sit there, talk, have fun, have a good time. I don't care what number I am. I don't care what place I am. I come on, I enjoy talking with you, and that's the whole point.
Yep. Well, again, I appreciate it. So, guys, have a wonderful night. We will see you Wednesday. Look for my TikTok. I'm going to work on doing a promo, a little video promo. I'm actually think I'm going to take today's show and see if I can break it into 10 minutes and put it out that way, like on Reels and that. So we'll see. Right? I'm going to try and start doing that. Try and, get the show out there. If I can get it out on TikTok, who knows? But guys, have a great night. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, for Shagalicious. And boys, what do we always say?
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
Let's go Blues! Because I'm bleeding blue with you. Aloha.